Welcome back to the channel. My name is Timothy. On this channel we speak everything personal finance. I'm gonna be telling you how you can save $25,000 a year. Now I know this is a huge number and a lot of people think they cannot do it or it's not within reach, but I promise you if you listen to some of the mindset things, then saving $25,000 or more in a year is definitely possible for you. And I know this is possible because it's something that I just recently did. I was able to have and invest $25,000. And to be honest with you, a good part of that is given to me from my job, which a lot of people should be taking advantage of. We're talking about the 401k match. The 401k match is one of the best things that you can take advantage of because it's a 100% return on your money a lot of times, depending on how much your company matches your dollars. So the first thing that I did and the first thing that you should do if you want to be able to invest, let's be honest here, we're talking about investing our money because we can't save our way to wealth, right? We have to invest our money to get there. The first thing that you can start doing is to pay yourself first. This is the secret to building wealth anywhere. You need to pay yourself first. So before you get your paycheck, before you get the money that goes into your Capital One account or your TD Bank account, you need to be sure that you're paying yourself first. That money is automatically, and we're gonna talk about that later, going to your investments. And I think that really the biggest mistake is that people trust their willpower. I don't like these automated investments. I don't like these automated transactions out of my account. I'm gonna trust my willpower. When you trust your willpower and you don't automate your finances, you don't automate your investments, say you don't automate money going to your Roth IRA. When that money comes to your account and you see it and you're like, oh man, you know, investing is very important to me, but also I have a trip coming up, or I want to take my girlfriend out for food. I just can't really swing this $583 to my investment account so I can max out my Roth IRA. Instead, I'm going to put that $583 toward my expenses. And that's where automation comes in. So by paying yourself first, you cut out the middleman. You have technology to rely on paying yourself first. So I personally don't wait to see what's left over. What's left over is my daily expenses, to be honest with you. What's left over is going out to eat, groceries, it's gas, it's those little things. The bills get paid first, automated, which like I said, we'll talk about in the next section. But all these things, paying yourself first is truly the key to build wealth if you want to invest $25,000 in a year. We kind of alluded to this earlier, but in order to pay yourself first, you need to automate your finances. So you need to set up automatic withdrawals from your check or from your checking account that go directly to your investments. The 401k is a perfect example of this because it's the first thing that comes out of your check. Even before taxes, your 401k money comes out of your check. So set up your 401k with your job, 5%, 10%, 15% into your 401k. This is going to decide how much money you're actually able to invest. And we can kind of start chopping that number down from 25,000 to maybe we're able to invest $10,000 into our 401k. Now we have $15,000 that we have to make up so we can save that $25,000. But guess what? We have an employer match, we'll talk about later. There's a lot of different things that you can do, but you want to automate your investments, rely on the systems, rely on the people that pay for these apps and these websites to do all these special things and take your willpower out of it. Even if you can't get to that $25,000, that is the goal. At the end of the day, consistency wins. If you're consistently having your money automated to your accounts, then before you know, maybe raise those contributions by 1% or by $50, $100 a month, or $100 a paycheck. A lot of people get 26 paychecks. If you're able to do that, then that will be even better. At the end of the day, feelings don't build wealth, systems do. And you need to have a system in place in order to save $25,000. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And you're not just gonna get there by your willpower. You're not just gonna get there by manually moving money to your investments, by manually handling your finances. Automation is the best way to do it. So you need to allot money. You need to have these automatic transactions coming out of your account. Make sure it's separate from your main checking account. You should also have an automated bill account, which I talk about all the time, which is a great idea. I believe, it saves me so much time, it saves me so much effort, and it saves me so much stress to know that my bills are going to be paid off every single month because I have money automatically going to a bill debit card that is going to be continually funded as long as I'm working. And the third thing you need to do in order to save $25,000 to treat investing like a bill. Like it's something that is mandatory. I cannot continue this month without investing a certain amount of money. And guess what? That's where automation comes in, right? Because you have no choice. You already have the automated systems set up to invest a certain amount of money. It all comes down to a mindset. You have to treat investing as if it is not optional, but mandatory, because your future self depends on you. Believe it or not, you're making more money now than you're going to probably be making in your retirement. So you need to put that money aside and make sacrifices in your life. Delayed gratification. Don't go into debilitating debt. Don't go buy a house that's 40 or 50% of your income, because this is going to hurt you in the future because you're not gonna be able to save or invest as much money for your future self. So to be honest, I just prioritize investing. If life gets tight, the first thing I'm cutting is my spending. I'm not even gonna look at my investments yet. That comes at the very, very end. But I'm gonna look at my spending because I value and prioritize investing. And if you wanna save $25,000, if you wanna be financially free in the future, then I believe that you need to prioritize your investing. So instead of cutting down on investments when life gets tight, maybe you could look at other categories. Look at your bills. Maybe you can go get a cheaper Wi-Fi bill or a cheaper phone bill. Maybe you can go out to eat less. Maybe you can kind of cut somewhere in groceries, even your housing. Your housing is one of the biggest money grabs in your finances. And if you're able to cut down your housing by maybe having a roommate, not getting a luxury apartment, maybe apartments in your area are $2,000, $2,500, but there's less luxury apartments for $1,500. That $500 gap can be invested, but you have to be very disciplined if you're going to actually invest that $500 gap. Because a lot of times when you get lower housing or you have extra money that comes up or pops up out of nowhere, you don't end up investing that money. You say, yeah, I'm gonna invest this money when I get it, but now you're making more money, or you cut expenses somewhere, and now that money's getting lost because you're going out to eat more or you're going on more trips and you're not really investing that money. So you need to be disciplined. You need to be disciplined, and you need to have a shift in your mindset to say, I'm going to prioritize investing. Investing is important to me, and I'm going to invest my money for my future self. To be honest, all this comes down to living below your means. You can afford $2,000 or $2,500 rent, but you go and get an apartment that's $1,200. Then you invest the difference. Living below your means is one of the best ways that we were able to save $25,000. One of the main reasons that we're able to save money every year. You may or may not know, but we are house hackers. So we live in the bottom unit and someone else on top. It pays for majority or all of the mortgage. And with that extra money, we invest it. Now we kind of have a lot of money left over at the end of the month because we're not paying for rent, or we're not paying a mortgage. We're not paying $2,000 or $2,500 a month for a mortgage. So instead of putting that money towards a whole bunch of travel, a whole bunch of vacations, which you still do, but instead of just making all that money play money, we are sure to invest it and take advantage of the ability to house hack. It's truly a blessing to not have to pay a mortgage, not have to pay rent, and then actually be able to invest a lot of our money. So live below your means, especially if you get income raises. Be sure to continue to invest that amount of money, or raise your contributions. Actually, that's the best thing to do. If you get a 1 or 2% increase in 2026, maybe you raise your investments by 1 or 2%, and in 2027 you get another 1% or 2% increase. Then maybe you put that to yourself, or you could put half of it to your investments. You can kind of figure it out. It's personal finance, it's all personal to you. So we just got a raise at my job, and I increased my investments by the amount of the raise that we got. When and if we get a raise next year, I'll put that money towards me so I can have a little bit more money, because inflation is always on the rise. Things are always costing more. And to be honest, we're gonna have to increase our income some way, somehow. I don't think that all the income increases can be invested. So let's break down how you can save $25,000. So we're gonna first divide $25,000 by 26. That equals $960. A lot of people get 26 paychecks, and I'm talking to you, the bi-weekly person. I would say you get an employer match. Let's say your employer match is 5%. 5% equals $3,000. So we're saying you make $60,000 a year. If you make $60,000 a year, you would get about $3,000 from your employer as an employer match if you get 5%. 25,000 minus 3,000. So now we're already at $22,000. Let's divide that by 26. Because when you look at it from a paycheck point of view, it's 26 paychecks. You budget for 12 months when in reality, you get paid for basically 13 months because you get 2 extra paychecks. So now we're talking about $846 pre-tax dollars that you need to invest into your 401k. It's a little bit harder when you invest into your Roth IRA because it's after-tax dollars, but if you invest $846 into your 401k, you get a $3,000 match from your company, then you're talking about being able to save $25,000. once you do this for a few years, you're going to realize that, I can live off whatever's left, because I've been doing it for a long time. I would not say you have to max out your 401k, because this is basically maxing it out, but start with a high number, 15%, 10%, and slowly increase your way there. You don't have to start by, putting away $23,000, whatever the max is at the moment. You can start with $15,000, $16,000, divide that by 26, and that's how much you need to be putting into your 401k monthly. You kind of need to budget your life based off 26 paychecks, because you base it off 12, you're going to lose those extra 2 paychecks within the daily spendings, within going on vacation. Extra 2 paychecks really matter, and they're one of the best ways that you can save $25,000. So let me know what you guys think about that. Are you able to save $25,000 in a year? Do you think it's realistic? I think it's personally realistic to be able to invest $25,000. It is a lot of money, but it takes sacrifice. You can cut in specific areas. One of the biggest areas I talk about is your housing, transportation, or your food. You can definitely invest this much. Like I said before, get a roommate. Roommates are one of the best things you can do, because if your rent costs $2,000 for a place and you get a roommate, then now you're paying $1,000. You can split it right down the middle. Maybe a single bedroom costs $1,800 or $1,500, so you're still saving $500 to $800 more dollars, which can actually go straight to your investments. It can go straight to your 401k. Every single paycheck, put $800 to your 401k, put $846 to your 401k, and with a $3,000 max, save $25,000. Or if you're able to max out your Roth IRA at $7,500, and then you also factor in that 401k match, we're talking about $14,500 is all that you need to invest in order to reach this goal of $25,000 invested. That is a much lower number than, what was it, $22,000? So then we divide that by 26. So now we're saying you have to invest into your 401k. This is more leading to your 401k because it's pre-tax dollars. But now you have to invest about $500, about $557 to be exact, for you to reach that number of investing $25,000. So you can break it up any way you can, and it all comes down to delayed gratification. It really all comes down to staying out of debt. Don't get a super high car payment. If you have to get a car payment, use the 23-8 rule. Stay out of car debt. Don't get this super mortgage, $400,000 mortgage, $300,000 mortgage. It's crazy how much housing can be, especially when you get a house. I mean, you look at this house, it's an older house and it has all these different expenses and things coming up. And sometimes I wish I just rented, you don't have to worry about anything but your rent, and everything else is kind of covered if you have a good landlord. So let me know what you guys think about the video, and hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.